only got one of each, because I did actually put two of each in there and they wouldn't fit, because the box was too big, so I only got one of each. But yeah, that's, I'll be probably wearing that next week when you see me. That one, look. I like that one. Oh, yeah. Just having a bit of a sip of this. Yeah. Oh yeah, remember my fat face story when I had a massive wad of cash? I also bought these ones as well. I think out of the two, they're slip-on, so you don't have to do the laces up on them. But these ones you do have to do the laces up on. And although it's a bit of an effort, they were a bit better because again the heel's a bit bigger, so I'm a bit taller and I can get served and stuff like that. They're quite nice laces, so I don't like those ones. Yeah, these ones are good as well. They had a quite a posh name as well. I got these from TK Maxx. Have you heard of TK Maxx? You go into TK Maxx, don't you? You go in there. You know, TK Maxx, you go in and you plan it, don't you? You plan ahead, you go, I want to get a bag from TK Maxx. You go into TK Maxx, don't you? You go into TK Maxx, don't you? You go in there and you go, I want to get a bag from TK Maxx. I want to get a bag. You know, TK Maxx, you go in there. In Cheltenham, you know the Regent's Arcade in Cheltenham, you go in there, in the Regent's Arcade, at TK Maxx, and you go in there, and you want to get a bag from TK Maxx. So you go in there and you look at the bags, and you go, I want a bag. You know, when you go to TK Maxx and you want to get a bag from TK Maxx, and you get a bag, and you want to go and get a bag from TK Maxx, and you go in there, and you look at the bags, and you know, the TK Maxx, in the arcade in Cheltenham, you know the arcade in Cheltenham? You know, just, there's a high street and a low street, it's all in between there, and you go into your TK Maxx, and you go and look at the bags, you know, the bags in TK Maxx, you go and have a look at them, and you go, I want to get a bag from TK Maxx, and then you walk out without a shoe, because they got loads of shoes in there. So that was what happened there. I didn't actually get a bag from TK Maxx, I got a shoe. That was that one. I like that one. It's a bit dressy, but again, it's got a big heel, so it's quite good. Oh yeah, this one. I remember this one. So I think Sarah bought me this one as well, and this one has got quite a big front end on it, which is quite good. Do you remember the 1970s? Anyone remember 1970s? You know? Yeah, they were good, weren't they? 1970s. Yeah, I remember them. I remember the 1980s as well, but I also remember the 1970s. And do you remember, right, in the 1970s when you were in a kit, in bed, or sitting in your room, or just hanging out, and you could hear something like down the street, a bit of a clattering noise, and it would clatter and clatter, and then it'd get louder and louder, and you're like, what's that? Clatter, clatter. You know, in the 1970s you'd hear it, and then it'd get really loud, and then it would like get quieter, and then you know, remember that in the 1970s? And then it would go away, wouldn't it? In the 1970s, you would like be sat in your room or listening to something outside, and you know, in the 1970s, you'd hear this little like clattering noise, hardly any noise, and then it would get a little bit louder in the 1970s, really, really loud, and then it would start getting quieter. And then you know, in the 1970s, and you could hardly hear it at the end in the 1970s. And you know what it was? And you don't hear this anymore. In the 1970s, you would hear this, like, you know, you'd hear some people or something, like hardly any noise, and then it would get a bit louder, and then it would clap, you know, do you remember the 1970s? And it would be really loud, and you'd hear it, this, happening, and then it would get quieter. And that was normal, wasn't it? I actually did that, and I did it with something like this. If you look at the sort of like thing, that would be a perfect one for that, wouldn't it? You know, in the 1970s. In the 1980s, probably that happened as well. In the 1990s, it never happened, did it? I've never heard it ever since. And now, who's ever heard of someone doing that? Doing that, I have never heard of that, ever. It's got tangled up now, hang on. So that is what's good for that, isn't it? Anyway. Go. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oh, look what I've got now. Yeah, he's only new to this. This is only number one of a 5-deal 3-litre Capri deal. He's good, isn't he? I've probably got another half hours of material. So this one, cons, these are cool. These are custom cons. So I do something else, and what I do something else, these are in the colours of it. So you order it online and you get them, and I got them, they're good. Not much of a story, but probably the coolest shoe you'll see tonight out of this selection of shoes. There might. Ooh, what else is in it? Ah, these are good. These. Yeah. I would like to add that this is part 2 of this song, because I actually did this song a long time ago, and it was called Shoes. And then I did another song called Shoes Interim, which was nothing to do with shoes. It was a piss take of Hank Marvin and something to do with that. So this is Shoes 2. However, the difference between Shoes, which was a history of my shoes from being a kid to as far as I got before I got kicked off because I ran out, because I took up too much time. All these are current. I wear all these shoes now. Well, not now, I'm wearing these now, but I wear, you know, if you think about a month, if you think about a year's period, because you've got to include winter and autumn and spring and summer and or got that a bit wrong, but you know, all the seasons. You know the seasons. You know winter, don't you? Have you heard of that? Winter? You heard of winter? You know, cold, isn't it? Yeah. It's cold in winter. Yeah. Have you heard of spring? Anyone heard of spring? You know the spring when grass roots come out and all that, and cows come out and that. And you've heard of your summer, haven't you? You know your summer when it gets hot and that, like now. And then you've heard of your autumn and your winter. Well, that is where I wear all this lot. And that is, I think these are kind of a bit showy, so I'll only wear these on a particular time. Yeah. 3 shoes left, apparently. So I'm gonna have to look for my best ones.
Stop singing. We talk about mushrooms after.
So I'm pushing the boundaries now. I don't, because this is.
That's a boot.
Yeah,
That's a fucking boot. That's a fucking boot.
it is a boot, but it's a good story. So me and my birdie bird, we were going to go and visit the. Has anyone heard of the ice hotel in where there's a lot of ice?
Yeah.
Wherever that is.
Iceland.
Yeah. Could be Iceland, could be somewhere land.
Tesco.
I think it was like somewhere where Father Christmas lives or a cold place. So I paid a deposit on a holiday to go and stay in the ice hotel. And this is a true story. And Sarah, my bird, said, well, if we're going to go and stay in that ice hotel, we need ice level shoes. They're all right anyway, so that is, and that holiday got cancelled anyway because of COVID happened and all that shit. So I only have ever trodden cow shit in those, and there is actual cow shit on them. If anyone wants to have a sniff of it, so come and have a, you step in your cow shit, don't you? You go to the common. You got the bloody common, don't you? You go up there, your new shoes, bloody new shoes. You get your new shoes, don't you? You go to the bloody TK Maxx and you go, I'm going to get some shoes. TK Maxx in Cheltenham, you know it? You go to the TK Maxx in Cheltenham, between that half road and the other one. You go to your TK Maxx, you go in there and you go and get your new shoes. You get your bloody new shoes from TK Maxx, don't you? Brand new shiny shoes. You go in there and you go, to TK Maxx. You go to TK Maxx and you go in there and you go, yeah, I want some brand new shiny, TK Maxx. That road that in Cheltenham that goes along the front bit called Albion Street, and then that other road is at the High Street. That one between there, that big arcade, in there, the TK Maxx, you go to your TK Maxx and you go in there and you go, yeah, I'm going to get some shoes. And you get your shoes from TK Maxx, brand new, all like polished and everything. From TK Maxx, you get your shoes and you put them on, and then you go for a walk on the common from TK Maxx in Cheltenham. You know that road, the Albion Street Road that comes round, and then there's another one that comes behind it. In between that, there's the arcade, TK Maxx in there. You know that?
Yeah.
You go in there, the TK Maxx, and you go, in your TK Maxx. You get your shoes from TK Maxx, and then you go for a walk on the common, and you tread on cow shit, and you have all that shit on it. And that is really annoying. Anyway, that's that one. It's not actually that good for Arctic conditions. It's covered in shit. I probably only got one shoe left because I milked that one a bit, didn't I?
It doesn't count. Yeah, it was a boot.
It's got to be this one, even though this is the shittest shoe in there, and I never wear it. I don't even know what to say about it.
It's got no lace.
It's got no laces. It's fucking shit. I think I found, in fact, I found this in the worst place. I think I was dredging some sewers or something, or doing some really bad shit. I don't know what I was doing. And this ended up in my back.
It's got a square toe, you can stand close to walls.
Yeah, it has, yeah. That's absolutely right. In fact, that is the truth. These have got a flat toe, so that when I was really naughty at school and they told me to stand in the corner, I could stand closer to the corner. There you go. So that is a very boring shoe, but I am going to squeeze one more out because I was allowed 3, I'm getting 3. Enough said. The ultimate shoe, the beach shoe, the shoe that you put on and you feel good. You know when it's time to put this on, you know times are good, don't you? You know there's some holiday coming up, you know all the grudge has gone. You put that on, you get a blister between your front toes, don't you, like for the first week, and it's shit. But after that, it's worth it, isn't it? So I'd just like to thank you for listening to my little story, and I'd like to sign off now. But firstly, I'd like to thank Johnny, who has supported me tonight on his. I think he's done quite well. Yeah, well, in fact, you know, his hat, you know his hat, I love his hat, and I felt sorry for him, so I bought him that hat from a shop. There's a shop in Cheltenham, I don't know if you've heard of it, called TK Maxx. You know, there's a road called Albion Street, where Williams Cycles is, it's nowhere near that. And then there's another road that goes and there's a shopping centre, and in there you TK, you know, if you TK Maxx, you go in there and you go, I want to buy a hat. You know, from TK Maxx, you want to get a hat from TK Maxx. So you go in, you know, you go in the TK Maxx and you go, I want to buy a hat. And you get a hat like that. Thank you.
There you go, always educational. Brilliant in your praise.